Yes, if you could bring through the next candidate. Thank you. Welcome. Please come and take a seat. Hello. How are you? Good. I'm good, thank you. I'm Nicola, and I'll be carrying out your interview today. Alright, just want to say congratulations. You have been shortlisted for a position in the NASA space program. You're very welcome. It's nice to have you here. Okay, please don't feel nervous. Alright, just relax. Everything's all good. Alright, this is going to be just a standard interview. Okay, alright. So let me just pop in that. Okay. Yes, so there's just going to be a lot of questions, alright, and get you to do a couple of things. If you do pass this interview stage, you will then go on to the medical examination. Alright. Okay. So, there we go. So, this is your form. Can I have your candidate number, please? Okay. Lovely. I'll probably have to ask you that more than once, but you know. Okay. Would you like any water? Okay. Can we have a glass of water, please? Thank you. Alright. Okay. You feeling alright? Good. Okay, so just wait for your water to come and then we will start, okay, my lovely? Perfect. Thank you. Please help yourself, okay? Okay, so let's begin. Alright, so we'll start with some simple questions. Okay, can I have your full name? Date of birth? And can you repeat your candidate number? Lovely. There will be a lot of backwards and forwards with typing and writing, okay? It's a little bit tedious, but we have to do that. All right. Lovely. Okay, and lovely. Okay. Right, so that is your profile opened and secured, okay, and I can actually see that all your documentation and evidence has all been passed and secured. All right, lovely, that is amazing. Okay, good. So what division are you applying for? Ah, lovely. And do you have any relevant qualifications and experience in that field? You do. Wonderful. I know they are probably on file, but I still need to ask these questions. Lovely. Okay. Now, we like to ask if there's other divisions that you are interested in. Okay. Preferably if you've got qualifications and or experience in that field. If not, then it doesn't matter, it's just of interest. We like to add them on because if your main division fills up, we don't just suddenly go, sorry, there's nothing left for you. We look at other divisions if we can place you there. All right. Yes, it's very good, isn't it? Okay, so what other areas are you interested in? And do you have any relevant qualifications or experience? Lovely. If you do get into the programme, there is a lot of work that goes obviously into it, so you'll be learning all sorts of different things overlap and everything like that. Yes, it's just a core area that we like to look at. Yeah, you're going to gain so much experience and knowledge anyway, but obviously the foundation is to be there. And by the sounds of it, you're very good. So I'm sure you've got nothing to worry about. Okay. Great. Now, what is your current occupation? Oh, wonderful. Okay. And do you like that? Ah, yeah. Wonderful. I like that. It's really good. And what is your highest education? Fantastic. And what's that in? Okay. What we will do, you see, is take these answers and look at all the evidence with it and compare it and things. Okay. That is brilliant. Okay, so a big question for you. Why the NASA space program? Yeah. I love that. Amazing. Okay, I like that. I like to write shorthand on the computer and then I can write it all up later. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Great. So, have you had any previous military, aviation or zero gravity experience or training or anything like that? Okay. And what was that? Okay, and how long did you do that for? Oh, that's really good. Oh, it's amazing. That was hard going. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that though. That's really nice. So, and what was the level? Do you know? Okay, I will complete that later. Okay, lovely. All right. What languages do you speak fluently? Okay, so English. Oh, okay, but you are learning. Oh, interesting. And how long have you been doing that for? Ah, how are you getting on? Oh, the exam soon. Oh, amazing. Well, all the best with it. Now, I want you to tell me something. Tell me a sentence. I'm not going to understand it, but my colleague, well, okay. Okay, well, it sounded great. What did they say? Correct? Wonderful. Well, that sounds very fluent to me. And what do you think? Yeah? Okay, lovely. Do you want to ask them a question and you can answer? Is that all right with you? Okay, while you do that, I'm just going to jot some notes. Well, it sounds like we've got a little conversation going on here. I don't know what's being said. Okay, what was... Oh, wow. Well, she's very impressed with you. So that means you're doing a very good job and high chances are you're going to be passed with flying colours. I love it. Okay, lovely. Wonderful. So have you worked in isolation or high pressure environments before? Now, I know this answer is going to be a yes from what you've already told me, but I want you to tell me why you think that. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, understandable. And besides from that, anything else? Any other parts in your life where you've experienced that? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So before you got into your chosen career, what have you been doing before? Okay. So you're quite high up with your qualifications. So have they all been under your chosen field or? Okay. Oh, perfect. I like the way you've started somewhere and kind of developed and kind of gone off a different route, but sort of stayed close to it, if you know what I mean. I like that. Okay. Sorry, I have to put a little bit in the boxes because it won't let me continue without. Okay, I'll finish that later. Okay. Lovely. So I'm guessing in all the fields that you've worked in or you've experienced some kind of stress at some point. Okay. And I'm guessing in your day-to-day personal life as well. Okay, can you give me an example? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. And you're all right now? Good. Okay, perfect. Right, so I feel like I've got a good understanding where you are professionally, all right, with your qualifications, your experience, and all sorts of things like that, okay? And obviously I've touched a little bit on your personal life, but not a lot. So would you be able to tell me what your marital status is, please? Okay. Alright, and do you have any children at all? Oh, lovely. Great. How old? Perfect. And what do they do? Yeah. Oh, following your footsteps. Oh, fantastic. I like that. It's really good having kind of two different things. That's really good. And I wish them all the best. Okay. So, now what does your partner do? Okay. Great. Okay. Now, you are, without being rude, are a lot older than what we usually take in on the NASA space program. All right, we do have obviously a mixed age, some younger, middle, older, and different things like that, but we don't usually open the program up unless it's special kind of circumstances. Now, I know you're not old, but compared to obviously the new intakes, you are quite older than the early intakes. However, you've got solid background, you know, solid experience, qualifications, and all sorts of things like that. So you are perfect for this program. We need somebody like you on board. All right, yes, definitely. So far I have not seen such a solid kind of candidate. Yeah, so far it's going amazing. And the brief checks that you had first, then obviously you got called back now here, and obviously your documentation and things like that. So far, you know, I'm very impressed with things. So yeah, I know it might be a little bit daunting with you thinking you're a lot older than the early intakes, but sometimes we do look for more of that age because we need that extra experience, we need the knowledge, you know, we need the power and the passion to learn and develop and grow. So yeah, where some of them are like 18 that come into us, you see, and that obviously that's very young, but you know, so yes, it's different kind of levels as well where we position you in the program. So okay, excellent. Right, I feel I'm okay with your personal life. I don't need to know much else apart from, do you have any hobbies? Okay. Oh, that's good. And how many marathons have you done? Really? That's incredible. Go you. That's fantastic. Okay, lovely. And these, excellent, perfect. Right, I'm happy with all that. But because I'm nosy, do you have any pets? Oh, lovely. Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, I do, yeah. I have 3 dogs. I often bring my golden retriever in, actually. Yeah, it's lovely. Everyone loves him. On a Friday, you'll always see him here. Yeah, if you do get into the program, you'll be seeing him bobbing around. He's just so relaxing, you know, calming and uplifting. Everyone loves him. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Lovely. Now, I need to know a little bit about teamwork and decision making. Now, I know you've had different kinds of fields of work, so I would like you maybe to tell me a couple of scenarios from different fields of work, if that's okay. Okay, right, if you just tell me and I'm just going to write. Okay, when you're ready. Okay. Well handled. I like that. Sorry you had to go through that though, but well done. Okay, next one. Yeah. Oh, okay. Perfect. I like that. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, next one. How do you deal with interpersonal conflict on a team mission? So anything that you've done when you've worked in a team, explain to me how you've handled things. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, would you like to add to any of those two questions so far? Yeah, okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, what's your process when approaching a problem you've never encountered before? Okay. Have a good think about that question for a moment. All right, while you're doing that, I'm just going to fill a little bit more of that in. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. How would you support a crew member who's experiencing psychological distress? Okay. Yeah. 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 Good answer. I like that. You do seem very proactive, understanding, caring, but also getting the job done. And I like that. Okay. Right. And have you had experience of somebody appearing to have psychological distress? I'm sure you may have. Yeah, I thought you might say that. Would you just like to explain that scenario to me? And did you do anything to help? Okay. Great. Now, any of those questions I've just asked you, would you like to add anything to those? Okay, wonderful. Right, if given a choice, think about this carefully. Would you prioritise protocol or instinct? Have a think about it. Don't answer me too fast, okay? Okay, you ready? Okay. Okay, and why? Okay. Yeah. Can you give me an example if you were in space? Can you give me an example what you'd do in that situation? Good thinking. Very quick. Brilliant. I like that. That is pretty much a perfect answer. Yeah. I like the way you explain that. Okay. Okay. What does exploration mean to you personally? Have a little think about it. Yeah. Great. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. You're doing really, really well. Okay, nothing to worry about, just relax. I know you look quite calm, but, you know, a little bit of nerves is good. Okay. Right, so I'm going to ask you a little bit about your medical side of things, okay? I'm not going to be carrying out a medical examination or anything like that. That would be if you do pass this interview stage. But I do need to know a few things, if that's okay. Lovely. So, first thing is, do you have any health issues? If so, what are they? Okay, and is that controlled? Okay. And does that affect your day-to-day life? Okay, perfect. That's fine. No, don't worry about that. That's perfectly fine. That's not, you know, a contraindication or hindrance or anything like that. Okay, lovely. Okay, so do you experience any chronic pain or conditions linked to pain, like arthritis, etc.? Lovely. Right, do you wear corrective lenses or glasses? Okay, wonderful. And what about hearing aids? Okay. Right, wonderful. Now, do you have any allergies? Okay. And any special dietary needs? Okay. And what about medications? Okay, and what is that for exactly? Is that for the... okay, lovely. And do you have any breathing issues at all? Okay, perfect. So your lungs are working fine as far as you are aware. Great. Have you undergone any surgery in the last 5 years? Okay, great. Let me just go on to this drop down. Okay, perfect. Okay. Do you suffer from insomnia? Okay. Migraines? Are you sensitive to light or sound? Okay. Okay, so you do have headaches. How often? Okay. Okay, so if you've had a lack of sleep, then you tend to... Yeah, okay, that's understandable. Right. Do you experience any blackouts, dizziness, or loss of consciousness? Okay, and what about in the past? Okay, perfect. So how would you rate your current mental health on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best ever? Okay, why do you give it that? Yeah. Okay. That's a really good answer. And that's actually a very sensible answer that you've said that to me. So that's brilliant. Okay. Well explained. What do you do to emotionally regulate during stressful situations? So this is great. Say if you've gone through something really stressful or you felt a bit anxious and things like that, what have you done to actually help yourself come back to normal? Yeah. That's brilliant. I mean, somebody in your position, you've done a lot of the stress, you know, and you've been very hands-on and you've gone through all of that you went through, but it was quite positive for you, so there wasn't nothing too traumatic that you experienced, which was great. But obviously the situations were obviously quite intense, but from what I've asked you previously and what you've said then, it seems that you do cope under pressure very well, and you can come back down to reality quite quickly, and you've sorted how your trigger is, if that makes sense, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, I mean, you have been through all sorts of different things in different environments with different people, and that, so you know, it's really, really good. All right, okay, lovely. So I just want you to just sit there for me, okay? Right. Can you just take a nice deep breath in, out, in and out. Perfect. Okay, look at my finger. Can you follow it just with your eyes? What about if I go faster and slower? Okay, wonderful. Right, can you tap your right knee? And the other one? What about your left elbow and your right elbow? Thank you. Okay, that's all fine. Right, let's go on to some emergency scenarios. Okay, so you're isolated in a damaged EVA suit on the lunar surface. Okay, so put yourself in this situation. Okay. You have 3 minutes of oxygen. What do you do? Okay, just I will stop there a second. Just having to fill the other section a second. Right, so that's that one and that one done. So let me just briefly type some notes on this one. Lovely. Right, do you have anything to add to that? Okay, now I must say your answer was fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant. Considering you've never been to space before or been in that situation, that was a brilliant, strong answer. Well done. Okay, so next, you're in charge, okay? Mission control loses communication and you're in charge. Do you attempt to re-establish contact or execute continuity protocol? And why? Yeah. Okay. Good answer. I like the way you kind of get both sides there as well. That was lovely, thank you. Right, last scenario here. you detect a possible illness breakout on the IS-5, how do you contain it while maintaining crew morale? Okay. Yeah. Have you been in a situation like that before? I thought you might. Brilliant. Good answer. Okay. So you've completed the initial evaluation, my lovely, and I must say, very impressive. All right. Okay, so now, is there anything you'd like to ask me about the program? Okay, so did you ask a lot of questions on the previous one? Okay, let me just get that up. Ah, yes, big section there. Okay, yes, you asked a lot of questions. That's fantastic. Okay, do you have anything else you'd like to ask me? Okay, perfect. If you do think of anything, though, please just say. Right, what would success in this role mean to you? Why? Yeah, inspiring. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 10 years? On Earth or elsewhere? And why? Love it. Okay. Wonderful. So let me just move all this. And just make sure I'm happy. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll be reviewing your interview. All right, other people will be coming to obviously assess the interview that I've done with you today. Obviously things are recorded in here as well, as you're aware, and obviously we've had another colleague in here, and we will be sitting down having a look at the previous, initial, and then today's interview. And then if you are successful, you'll then be tucked into a medical examination. All right, you will obviously receive like secure messages from us beforehand, like you did this time. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So I want to say that I'm very impressed. I think you're brilliant and will be perfect for the NASA space program, but obviously it's not just down to me. But yes, so I definitely will be putting a good recommendation for you, my lovely, which really helps. Okay. And then we will assess everything, and then we'll see if you actually have made the program, because obviously we do need to review everything in detail. And if we think you are a suitable candidate, then you will get your medical, and then if you pass your medical, you'll be in the program. How does that sound? Perfect. Lovely. And I've got to write all this up now. So that is your interview complete. All right, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you, and I wish you all the best, and we will be in touch very soon. All right, if you wouldn't mind showing them out. Thank you. Alright. Thank you. You take care now. Bye bye.